Hello, all, and welcome to a fresh episode of English in Everyday Life. Whenever I ask my students to talk about their routine or their regular actions, they say, I will wake up at 6 a.m., I will have my breakfast at 9, and so on and so forth. And that is probably the major blunder that many Indians do. When we talk about our routine or our regular actions, what is important is that we shouldn't be adding a will. As far as spoken English is concerned, if you are able to draw a line between your past actions, present actions, and future actions, I think that is good enough. That brings in a lot of clarity in your speech. So that is the basic thing that you need to focus upon. You need to be able to put it clearly to your audience, whether you're talking about the present, the future, or the past. The minute you say, I will wake up at 6 a.m., it means you're intending to wake up at 6 the next day or maybe in future. So that is an incorrect expression. So ideally, how do we go about with talking about our routine or regular actions? Before getting into that, let me first explain what comprises of routine. What actually do you call as routine actions or regular actions? Any action that you have been doing in the past, you're continuing with it in the present, and you intend to continue with it in the future as well, is termed as a routine. So that is what is called as a routine. Regular actions can be actions that you do at frequent intervals, maybe a weekly action, something that you do on a weekly basis, a monthly basis, a fortnightly basis, or so forth. So whenever we talk about this, we use the simple present structure. Though I am not getting into the grammatical details, this is a structure which can be a ready reference for people who want to talk about their regular actions. If I have to talk about my daily routine, I would say I wake up at 6 in the morning. I have my coffee at 6:30 a.m. and then I do my yoga and then have my breakfast at around 9 a.m. and so on and so forth. Suppose I have to talk about your daily routine, I would say you wake up at 6 a.m. You always tease me. Tease me. You see that? They go on a holiday every summer. We welcome people to our house. So these are a few examples of regular actions or routine activities. So if you have a close look at these few examples, you would understand that this is the structure that you have to follow when you talk about your daily actions or your habitual actions. Fine. So this is a structure. I/you/we/they plus V1 plus other words plus time frame. I go for a walk every day. When I say I go for a walk every day, I, of course, is a subject. Go becomes the V1. If you are not very sure about what V1 is the first form of the verb. If you want further more details about the different forms of the verb, please have a look at my video on the 3 forms of the verb. I am leaving a link of that video in the description box. So anybody who wants to go know more about the different forms of the verb can look into that video and get more information on it. So here, coming back to this example, I go for a walk every day. I, of course, is a subject. Go becomes the V1. For a walk comes under other words. Every day comes under the time frame. So that is the example. Similarly, you come late to the office every day. We have lunch at a restaurant every weekend. They celebrate their anniversary on a big scale. So if you see, these are the examples for the structure given. But so this is with I, you, we, they. What about when we have to talk about others, a third person? So then this is a structure that have to follow. If you see, my friend goes to the gym regularly. She exercises every day. She maintains her body well. So if you see all these examples, I am adding an S to the main verb. So that is the basic difference between the I, you, we, they subjects and the he, she, it subjects. Have a look at the structure and I'm sure you will know it better. He/she/it plus V1 with an S or an ES plus other words plus time frame. Now, what is this V1 plus S and or ES as may be appropriate? So, there are certain verbs which take an S at the end and there are certain verbs which take an ES towards the end. Like he goes to the gym every day. When I say he goes to the gym every day, the basic verb there is go and we are adding an ES to the core verb. So that is why we say go, that is the first form of the verb along with an S or an ES. So when you take the example of she sings well, sing is the base verb and we are adding an S because the word sing takes an S, not an ES along with it. So that is the structure. So as per the word, we normally add an S or an ES to the base verb to arrive at this structure. So my friend sings well. He goes to the gym regularly. So my friend teaches very well. The student puts in a lot of hard work. Puts in, if you see I have added an S there, puts in a lot of hard work. So these are a few examples. The company pays for the medical expenses of its employees. The company pays for the medical expenses of its employees. These are a few examples that probably will make it even more clear. So before we wind up, it is very important for us to know what are the areas, what are the applications of this structure. It is not just to talk about your regular action or routine, but there are other places where you also use this structure. The first thing is to talk about general truths of life, like the sun rises in the east. Fortune favors the brave. Prosperity blesses only them who believe in it. So these are a few truths of life, and to express these truths of life, we use this structure that we have discussed today. Apart from that, this is also used to narrate stories of movies. You have watched a movie and then you come back and you want to narrate it. You use the simple present structure. The hero comes, beats up the villains, hugs the heroine, and the story ends. So that's how you narrate a movie story. So there you have the simple present structure. There are some more instances where you can actually use the simple present. But we are going to come up with a fresh episode on the different uses of simple present with the different contexts in which you can use the simple present. And now it is time for a short quiz. Let us see if you have got the lesson right, if you are on the right track of talking English. Here are the questions. Number 1. The people of India dash all religions. Respect or respects. The second question. Dogs normally dash at night. Dogs normally dash at night. Bark or barks. The next question is, we dash our hometown every year. Visit or visits. We dash our hometown every year. Visit or visits. They dash a lot. Travel or travels? Travel or travels? So those were the questions of the quiz. Do make an attempt and leave your answers in the comment section. Let us see how far you do well. So how did you like the video? I hope you gained something out of it. If you did, do not hesitate to hit the like button, share it with as many people as possible. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. Bye-bye and see you soon. Stay tuned.